Hi there, good morning and welcome to this Thursday's Festival 5, live for you on the At The Races Facebook page and YouTube channels. Thank you for joining us once again on what is Stayers Hurdle Day, day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. That's one of 3 Grade 1 races today. Let's take a check out and see what is happening at Cheltenham today then, where the first, once again at 1:20, is that Marsh Novices Chase, and we have a question in a moment to Barry Geraghty and Declan Rix about the hot favourite in that. The RYANAIR Chase looks as competitive as it's ever been, and can Paisley win back his crown at 3:05? That and many talking points today to put to Barry Geraghty, one of the leading Cheltenham Festival jockeys of all time, and Declan Rix, who's trying to find us a winner this week. A very good morning to you both, boys.
Morning, Alex.
Great
Morning,
day
Alex.
yesterday, wasn't it? I mean, Barry, what was your highlight?
I suppose Tiger Roll reeling in the ears, and the emotion Keith Donoghue showed after the race and what it meant to him and the horse, what he's done for his career, was brilliant.
Declan, if you mention the Pressbury Cup, I'm turning your monitor off. What was your highlight yesterday?
A heap of Irish winners again yesterday, but I probably think Tiger Roll's got to top it off. It was absolutely magic to see him bounce back to his best and absolutely loving the game again. A serious training performance.
Yeah, it certainly was. Don't mention the Grand National. Let's start with our first talking points then in this Festival 5. Envoi Allen, banker or blowout? Now, Barry, you know this horse. You've ridden him at home. Is there a limit to that ability?
I don't think so. He's been so impressive, everything he's done. He won the Festival Bumper, he won the Ballymore last year, he's won the Royal Bonds, a 2-mile novice hurdle in Ireland. He's won all his chases. He's been foot perfect. No, I think he's rock solid.
Now, when I spoke to Nico de Boinville earlier in the week, he said if you're going to take on Envoi Allen with anything, it would be Chantry House. You know him very well, third on him in the Supreme last year. Is he right?
I think he has a chance. He still has a bit to find to beat Envoi Allen, but he's definitely great form there. He was good last time in Weatherby. Nicky expects a good bit of improvement, so I think he has a shout. But another one of Nicky's, Fusel Raffles, I think, is there with a big shout as well at a fancy price. The drying ground is going to help him. So it's the place market is probably competitive.
Yeah, double-figure price. That's one to note for sure. So, Declan, simple question: banker or blowout for the hot favourite?
Yeah, look, I think he's probably going to be a banker, but he's a banker without being a betting prop position, if that makes sense. I'm happy to watch him win at 4-9. To be fair, I don't think the form is there in the book over fences this year. But to be fair to the horse, that's because many big trainers in Ireland have been wanting to avoid him. Look, I hope he goes and wins, because you can never have enough superstars in this game. But I'm definitely happy to watch him at the prices.
And Henry de Bromhead's having a brilliant week, Barry, but you've got to face up to the fact that he changed yards 2 weeks ago. How detrimental could that be?
Well, it didn't affect Sir Gerhard in the Bumper, so I'm not sure it'll affect this. But he's got a bit of age on his side, which helps in that. And I believe Henry de Bromhead used the same feed as Envoi Allen's previous stable, so it's not a great dietary change. It's no big difference. OK, so I think we're all pretty comprehensive there then, that Envoi Allen is the banker in the first race at the Cheltenham Festival. So, second topic to the RYANAIR, and the question, ALLAHO, is he the real deal? Well, once again, Willie Mullins comes into the race with a cracking record. He's won 3 of the last 5 runnings of this, and he's got 3 of the first 5 in the betting, Declan. So, third in an Albert Bartlett, third in an RSA. Is this intermediate trip what he needs to get that first festival win?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt this is going to be his trip. I think we saw that last year in the RSA, and I think we saw it again in the Savage Chase over Christmas. This definitely is his trip. But, you know, kind of the question posed to us, is he the real deal? You know, I don't think it's a brave shout to say he's not, given he's currently 9-2 shot across the board. But, you know, this is going to be his trip today. So we'll see. It's interesting. They've got a first-time tongue tie on him. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, this will be his trip. But it's a very, very open RYANAIR.
It certainly is. And Barry, you beat this horse on Champ in that RSA last year. What was your impression of him?
Well, I suppose he has been beaten more times than he's won this year. He was beaten at this trip in the John Durkan early in the season, and Paul Townend doesn't seem to think he's the real deal when he's picked him in. So I think there's question marks over all of Willie's. Mellon has 2 ways of running. Min disappointed last time, and his age against him as well. He's a 10-year-old. The one I like is Factor de Rees. He put the kettle on him behind him when in third place when he was second to Chacun Poursuit last time at Leopardson. So I think he's of interest, but it's a very open race.
OK, what about you, Dec? Who wins this?
I've been with Mr. Fisher for a long time. I've been dying to see him on some nice ground, and he's finally going to get that today. So I'm going to stick with him. But we should definitely mention there's been a lot of money for Sam Croats overnight and again this morning. So the market is suggesting a big run for him, and he's another who's going to love this spring ground.
OK, we'll keep an eye out for Sam Crow. He's got a great record as well at the festival, hasn't he? I'm with Mellon, who's got a dose of seconditis at the festival, but I'm hoping we see his best foot forward today. Let's move on to the big race then, the Stayers Hurdle, and get the verdict from Barry. Barry, speaking of good festival records, you've ridden Sire de Burley to win 2 Pertemps finals. Has he got what it takes to win a Stayers Hurdle?
Well, he won the Pertemps final with top weight last time, which was a great run, obviously, but he has to make that step up into Grade 1 company. He disappointed a little at Christmas when the yard weren't in great form. But he has a chance. He's probably the biggest danger to the favourite, but the favourite holds a very strong level of form, and I think it's going to be hard to beat. And Fury Road has been money for the last few days. It was believed he needed the run last time in Navan, so he has a big chance on his Aberbartlett form last year with Time Hale and Monkfish.
And I can tell you, you guys that are watching with us this morning, that Declan and Barry had a bit of an arm wrestle about who was going to win the selection in this race, but we'll just hold that for a little bit later, because here are the prices then. And Paisley Park 9-4, Fury Road 5-1, Sire de Burley at 6-1, and Lisnagar Oscar, who won it last year, at 10s. Paisley Park at 9-4, Declan. Come on, that's an absolute steal, isn't it?
I totally agree, Alex. I suppose you live by the sword and you die by the sword in this game, and we'll see which way it goes today. But Paisley Park is my bet of the festival. I think that's a huge price when you consider both Time Hill and Roxanne are not going to be running against him. His form this season is good enough to win comfortably, but if he brings the level of his 2019 Stayers Hurdle win, he'll absolutely bolt up here. I've always thought he's a much better horse on nice ground, because as well as a strong stare, he's actually got quite a few gears, I think. So it's going to be a sad day if Paisley Park doesn't win today. I'm all over him.
You'll have to be back tomorrow, though, to reflect on that disappointment. So anyway, let's hope, for all our sakes, that Paisley Park wins the big race today. Now, the mares' programmes have come up for a little bit of criticism, but when you see performances yesterday like Put the Kettle On, it shows that keeping these brilliant mares in training is a really good move. And the mares' novices, Willie Mullins, will be hoping he can continue his domination in this one. The race is in its 6th year, and Willie has won every single one of them. So, Declan, it's fair to say he knows what it takes to win this race, and he's got plenty of ammunition as well. 4 to run here, but it looks open. So my question to you is, will Willie win?
I wish I knew the answers to those type of questions, Alex, because I don't think I'd still be working here. But I'd be betting these hard and getting out of here. But look, he's got a very strong hand. He's going for 6 in a row. Galway's, Glens of Antrim, Hookup, Ponteville. He's got a very strong hand, and I think Hookup will really enjoy the ground. And Glens of Antrim is a horse that I really like. I think she's going to be a very good horse in the future. But look, I'm going to put up a horse against here now, and I think this is one of the most overpriced horses I've seen in a festival race, and this is even after she's been backed now. She was as big as 50-1 last night, but she's, I think, a general 25-1 shot now at the moment, and that is still too big for me. But I really like Neil King's Perfect Myth. Her form is just as good as any of the Irish mares. Some of the Irish mares I don't think will like the fast ground. She will love it. If there's lots of pace on here and Harry Skelton can get her to settle just off the pace, I think she'll go very well. OK,
Barry, it's usually safe to side with Willie, but what about this year?
I think it's a very open race this year. Roy Gahala, the favourite, I think she deserves to be favourite. She's a £9 turnaround with Rosie's Hollow for the last meeting. Hookup was there as well. I think she will enjoy the better ground, but her jumping is an issue. And interesting that Paul Townend has gone with Galloway's. It's a tricky race. It's very open. You could take a punt on Paul Townend, but maybe the favourite is the one to beat.
OK, let's make it even more difficult because we're going to go for handicap hot shots now. And there are 3 handicaps to get stuck into today. The Pertemps Final, the Paddy Power Plate and the Kim Muir. I'm going to give you first dibs, Barry. What do you like in any of those 3 handicaps?
I like a few. I like Champagne Platinum in the Pertemps. He had a good run in head-out last time. A little outpaced early in the straight, but ran on well. One that was behind it, only 4 or 5 lengths behind it, was Redford Road of Twist and Davis's. They're coming back into a little bit of form, and I thought he could be value at a fancy price. I like a Wave by the Sea in the Plate, who had Ntuka 6 lengths behind him last time, and he was only touched off yesterday evening. And Shantou Flyer is down £17 in the handicap from his original mark of 157. I think he's a shout in the Kim Muir.
OK, well, we've got plenty to get stuck into there. Dec, what about you?
I was going to put up Smarty Wild in the Paddy Power Plate, but I think he's just a non-runner now coming through. So instead, I put up Nicky Henderson's Caribbean Boy, who impressed me big time when he won at Newbury, beating Fiddler on the Roof, who ran very well behind Monkfish yesterday. Subsequently disappointed in 2 heavy ground starts at Ascot and Sandown, but he looks a good ground horse to me. And you know, he's coming from the right stable. The Henderson horses are running well, so I'm going to put up Caribbean Boy.
On that wonderful segue, let's move on to our Team Trixie then. And I'm going to go first, actually, because my Team Trixie bet is Caribbean Boy. So that is my selection in the Plate there. He's won a Grade 2 Novices Chase at Newbury back in November. He flopped behind Dashel Drasher in a 3-runner race at Ascot, ran over an inadequate 2 miles at Sandown last time, and I think he'll bounce back, and certainly on this better ground. So that's my selection, Caribbean Boy at a good price. What about you, Barry?
Well, I'm going with Paisley Park. I think his level of form is just so much higher than the opposition. And as Declan mentioned earlier, I think he's a great price.
This is what happened yesterday afternoon when it came to trying to decide. This is Barry and Declan, and Barry won Paisley Park. So, Declan, what are you going for?
That's it. Who am I to deny Barry Geraghty? Look, I'm going to go for Chantry House without Envoi Allen. He's as big as 7-2 there as we record now. I think that's a very fair bet. I think he's been dying to get back on some nice ground. Trained by Nicky Henderson again. I've turned into a bit of a Nicky Henderson fanboy this week, and I'm going to continue. I really think Chantry House will finish second to Envoi Allen.
And actually, you've been doing well with those selections. So let's reiterate the 3 of them for you then if you want to get involved with our Team Trixie here on Festival 5. And there is confirmation. It seems, though, that there are 3 ticks for Paisley Park. 9-4 looks like an absolute steal. And let's hope he can win the big race back again after his problems last year. Declan, Chantry House without Envoi Allen. Wow, 7-2 could be a decent shot as well, couldn't it? And I've gone Caribbean Boy in the 340. It was between both himself and Mellon, and the Caribbean just about won. But that seems quite a good duo to me. Thank you very much to Barry. Thank you, Declan. Good luck with your selections today.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks very much to the top team, and thank you for watching us here on At The Races Facebook page or the YouTube channel. We'll see you again tomorrow at 9:30.